Have the hiccups. Ooh. Good evening, guys. Good evening, good evening, good evening. As we get in, if you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live, send your daily heart me. It's only one coin and we'll boost live, push us out to the FYP. Also, if we can knock out the daily. Give me a second. Yeah. Yeah, I had the hiccups. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I still have them. Holy smokes. Sorry. Give me a second. Okay. For anyone that doesn't know, hiccups are caused by air getting under the diaphragm. And if you hold your breath and you stop the flow of air, then that will stop your hiccups. So that's what happened. I apologize. Sorry. As I was saying, welcome in, everyone. This is Late Nights with Santana. As we get in, if you don't mind, tap the screen, share the live. Send your daily heart me. It's only one coin. It'll boost the live, push us out to the FYP. This is a panel discussion, and this is night 4. This is night 4 of the panel discussion, and it's something that I think is going to be a very, very interesting conversation. The reason why I say so is because not too long ago, our current commander-in-chief, Donald Timothy Trump, took to prime time and made a decision to actually address the nation, which is always super interesting when Trump does the address to the nation, more so because he never says anything, right? Have you guys noticed that every time he speaks during prime time, he doesn't actually say anything, right? But see, here's the interesting thing about what happened tonight. Since we've been talking about media literacy this week, it ties in perfectly because listening to Donald Trump, there was so much misinformation and disinformation that went on in his speech. He talked in circles. He talked about how prices are up, gas prices are up because the oil isn't going through the Strait of Hormuz, but he also said that we have pumped so much gas that we don't need oil from them. He said that the country's hotter than ever, but as soon as we finish this war, it'll come roaring back. Stock market's doing great, but soon we'll be able to get back to where we were. It was a lot. He flat out lied about a lot of stuff, right? And at this point, like, the propaganda that's being pushed is absolutely insane, right? We can talk about the fact that he mentioned that there were strikes that completely obliterated their nuclear program. But then he also stated that they just moved. He said they obliterated, couldn't even get to it. But then he said they just moved it. I've never seen a situation where we've had someone openly try to just feed us crap. I mean, because that's what it was, right? He literally made a decision that he was going to feed the American people crap. And so then I just wonder who's accepting that. How does that work? How does anyone who claims to be a supporter of his still support him after that? Like, that doesn't even make sense to me. There's no, I can understand if there's positive things occurring. But he literally tried to sell everyone crap. He tried to piss on our heads and tell us that it was raining. And at this point, like, I'm watching this and I'm thinking to myself, it's not even a case of deciphering through misinformation and disinformation. It's literally, he has to be speaking to an audience of one. That's the only thing that makes sense. It doesn't even make sense if that was supposed to be for his base. What up, Chewy? It doesn't even make sense if this was supposed to be a message that somehow riled up his base. That wasn't it. So the only thing that makes sense is that the actual propaganda that he was pushing was specifically for an audience of one. Something else that caught my attention, he looked old. I mean, like, really, really, really old. And I understand that the presidency ages people within office, but if you listen to his cadence and his energy, he just didn't have it. So again, it's not even an issue of like, okay, like, how do we break through the misinformation and disinformation of Donald Trump's speech tonight? All it is that he looked us dead in the eyes, straight down the barrel, each and every one of us, not just people that support him. He looked you in the eye. He looked me in the eye. He looked everyone in the eye and told us we're stupid. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense. Anyway, sorry, I just had to get that out because like, I watched it and I tried to process it and it was just mind blowing. This is Late Nights with Santana, and what that means is this is a panel discussion. That means the panel is open. The conversation is open. We are going to be finishing up our conversation around misinformation and disinformation when it comes to how we decipher the propaganda that we get through. We've been talking about being headline hoochies versus hive mind. We've been talking about critical thinking or poor decisions. We've been talking about trust earned, trust lost. And this evening, we're going to talk about Mata, Make America Think Again. But we're going to talk about that speech. Like, I do want to hear from everyone else as well. So once you get up here, I want to hear the people's thoughts, because like, it couldn't just be me. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but we're going to talk about that as well. And we're going to, you didn't see it? Anyway, you guys know how we start things off. Let's get after it.
Yeah, this ain't your regular panel. Nah, we speak the truth. Late Nights with Santana. And Mama Jones watching, better keep it clean. Let's go! Late Nights Truth in the Convo. Everybody get a seat at the table. From the block to the books, we mindful. No screaming, just dreams and the Bible. One mic, one voice, we build bridges from the heart of the hood to the world's big issues. Politics, pay, different cultures, but the real ones listen before they rebuttal. Late Nights with Santana. Kid, Mama Jones watching, so keep it grown. Ain't about flexing, this the purpose zone. Santana, hold it steady when it might get hot. But we ain't here to fight, we here to connect the dots. Yeah, late nights with Santana. You already knew. Late nights with Santana. Late nights, no static. No highlight reel, just the soul's reflection. No shade throwing, just connection. From streetwise truths to deep reflections, we turn hard talks into blessings. They say they run a game, we build new rules. We here to heal, uplift, and break the old rules. They kept us boxed in, divided by fear. But you find us lined up when the truth appears. Yeah, weekly topics, hearts wide open. No judgment, just motion. Real ones are talking, no cussing. Cause Mama Jones still watching, no fronting. Yeah, late nights with Santana. You already knew. Late nights with Santana. Late nights, no static. Yeah, Mama Jones watching, so keep it grown. Ain't about flexing, this the purpose zone. Santana, hold it steady when it might get hot. But we ain't here to fight, we here to connect the dots. Mama Jones watching, so keep it grown. Ain't about flexing, this the purpose zone. Santana, hold it steady when it might get hot. But we ain't here to fight, we here to connect the dots. Weekly topics, hearts wide open. No judgment, just motion. Real ones are talking, no cussing. Cause Mama Jones still watching, no fronting. Yeah, late nights with Santana. You already knew. Late nights with Santana.
Guys, welcome in. This is Late Nights with Santana. This is definitely not one-on-one debates. Late Nights with Santana. This is a panel discussion, and this evening we are wrapping up night four of our conversation, and our conversation is centered around misinformation and disinformation. How do we decipher misinformation and disinformation? And so if you are interested in joining the conversation, go ahead and request up. Everyone is welcome, and we will be focusing this evening on making sure that we have solutions. We're going to make America think again. That's going to be the important thing that we talk about this evening. We are going to make America think again. And we're going to start by dealing with that conversation that just happened, or not conversation, the speech that was given by Donald Trump. So I'm going to start bringing people in. And as I bring people in, please mute yourself. Please mute yourself. If you would like to actually join the conversation, go ahead and request up. Hoodlum, you can leave. There's no way I would ever let you on my panel. Like, it's weird that you even found your way here. I'm not sure what you think this is. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and start bringing people in, and we're going to get the conversation going. So please mute yourself. If you are someone that would like to join the conversation, go ahead and request up. You can also tap the screen. We want to get the likes up. Tap the screen, get the likes up to 50,000 likes. Let's get the shares up. Oh, make sure you guys repost the live. Reposting live is super important, but also knocking out the daily gift goal. Right now it's the love you very much. Can we please knock those out, guys? Please knock out the daily gift goal. It's the love you very much. I'm going to keep resetting the daily gift goal to these little 1-cent gift goals, and it'll help boost the live, push us out to the FYP. Again, any and everyone is welcome to the conversation with Late Nights. And the great thing about this is, Spitfire Witch, thank you for sharing. You only want to share maybe like once or twice, though. Once or twice, that's good. Sharing it too many times is not good, but reposting is awesome. Thank you. So we're going to get the conversation going. And if you are over on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, holy smoke, did I start Instagram? I think I forgot to start Instagram. If you're over on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, and you would like to join the conversation, you don't even have to leave where you are. The only thing that you have to do is click that link. And just like Reaper, we'll get you up here. Reaper is normally on Twitch. So yeah. Again, if you want to join the conversation, the only thing you have to do is click that link and we will get you up here. So I'm going to start with a quick introduction, and then we're going to get into the conversation. Reaper, I'm going to start with, not Reaper, Renegade. Holy smokes. I always call you Reaper instead of Renegade. Renegade, how are you? You're still muted.
Yeah, I think, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right, cool. And thank you for letting me back up, Santana. I appreciate you. Last time we talked, I was getting into it with Sean regarding getting rid of the military, abolishing the military specifically. So I'm kind of coming in here in the same vein as I was before, trying to bring a veteran's perspective to this conversation, because the U.S. military is being used in ways that, as far as I'm concerned, are violating my oath to uphold and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Okay. All right. Well, I did just say, how are you? Let me get to the opening question. The opening question that I actually have is, did you get an opportunity to watch the speech,
I listened to it. I was not watching. I wasn't watching the video, but I did listen to it. I was actually in the process of installing my new bidet. So I was listening to Trump while I was getting my hands dirty. Okay,
perfect. Give me a second here. All right. Daughter of the great, I can't read the rest of it. Daughter, how are you?
I'm good. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, yeah. It's daughter of the great I am.
Great I am. Okay. All right. Did you get an opportunity to watch the speech this evening by Donald Trump?
I did, and he was so monotone. I was just like, okay. Like, I was just listening to a little bit of it. I know I heard a lot about the military. My mom's a veteran. You know what I mean? And it just hearing a lot about it, I was just like, oh man, like this is terrible. And it was surprisingly he was there on time.
Yep. But, I was shocked about that as well. But hold on. We don't want to go too far. Guys, we're just doing quick introductions and then we'll get into the conversation. So, but hold tight. One second. No worries. Mar, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Mar, did you get an opportunity to catch the speech by Trump this evening?
I did. And I have to say, I'm honestly really concerned about him. And I don't like him at all. But like the way he was, the way he was looking, he looked unwell. And I don't know if it's that his speech was just like worded not so great. It sounded like he wrote it this morning. Because it just didn't make any sense. So that was really concerning. And now I'm just worried about what's going to happen now.
Absolutely. All right. Perfect. And 1 second here. And Lan, how are you? Orlando. Lando, how are you? Lando, you have an echo. Okay. Lando, I'm going to drop you down. If you want to try to request back up and join the conversation, you can do so. But yeah, you have a bit of an echo. All right, let's get one more person in here. Rachel, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Rachel, did you get an opportunity to catch Donald Trump's speech?
I did.
Okay.
I was a little surprised. I mean, I'm not a fan of him at all. I can't stand him, but it just shows how incompetent he is. And he cannot do the job. And he cannot. I never thought he could, but just by looking at him, he cannot at all. And everything he said about Joe Biden, look at him. He's so unfit.
Yeah. All right. Perfect. Give me 1 second. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to get into the conversation again. If you are interested in joining the conversation, you can go ahead and request up, and I will be cycling people in and out as much as possible. We are digging into the topic around misinformation and disinformation, and we are talking about solutions this evening. That's going to be the key focus, but we are going to start with that speech that was given by the current president of the United States of America. Now, before we go too far, though, I want to let the people know on the panel, guys, please use TikTok-friendly language. What does that mean? That means using words like pew pew, unalive, C19, mustache man, all of those things that will not only protect your TikTok but also the live. Also, just a reminder, guys, this is a safe and friendly community. What does that mean? That means that we don't deal with any of the isms, racism, sexism, classism. We also don't do any of the phobias, homophobia, transphobia, none of that. We don't play that on the panel or in the chat. Speaking of the chat, please do not use caps. Caps are for mods, and it will draw my attention away from the panel and to the chat, and we want to be able to have this conversation. But I need you to be active participants. If you are over on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. It'll help push the VOD out. If you're on TikTok, keep tapping the screen. Let's get the likes up to 100,000 likes. Also, keep knocking out the daily gift goal. Right now, it's the little pink heart puffs. If we can keep knocking those daily gift goals out, it'll push us out to the FYP. It'll get more people in here. We can have some amazing conversations. So please, please, please knock out those daily gift goals. Last but not least, if you enjoy the space, if you enjoy what we do here at Late Nights, please consider donating. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. It's the best way to actually support the live. Everything is accepted. Anything's appreciated. If you're on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Just like Sean. What up, Sean? Sean has been a member over on YouTube for 5 months and sent his YouTube monthly message and said, Trump sounded like a fourth grader giving a book report. I fear for our troops. Thanks, Sean. And then Sean also sent a $20 super chat to say, whenever a GOP president rambles, I have to wonder how many American kids will have to be unalive for the BS. I'm tracking, Sean. W's in the chat for Sean for the super chat. All right, so we're going to get it started here. And Renegade, I'm going to start with you. I heard you say that you wanted to come at this from the perspective of a former military member, a veteran, someone who has that perspective. I would love to know what you heard from the commander in chief, because I heard a lot of double talk. I heard a lot of misinformation, disinformation, but honestly, I heard someone who not only lacked conviction, but I heard someone that was incoherent. What about you?
Yeah,
I would agree with all of that. Oh,
no, Renegade, not daughter. 1 second, daughter.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
No worries. I would agree with most of what you said, and we could go back and forth on all of the doublespeak and all the lies that he went back on and after saying something. But there was one lie that he told that just like straight up turned my stomach, and I was screaming into my phone at the time, was when he said that the families of the soldiers who have already lost their lives were begging him, saying, hey, the thing that'll make us most happy is if you just finish the job, President Trump. And he said, all the families were telling me that. That pissed me off so hard. There ain't not a single fucking family. Language. Oh, sorry. Mama Jones. My bad. Mm-hmm. I do got a barracks tongue. I gotta watch.
I understand. I get where you're coming from, though. I apologize.
Single Gold Star family. You know what I'm talking about? Gold Star family. For those who don't know, Gold Star family means somebody who lost a family member in combat, right? So that is who he's talking about. He's talking about Gold Star families. The same Gold Star families that he took a dump on the campaign trail, right? I don't know if you recall that. And that was one of the things that really upset me. I don't want to go too far back into why I hate Trump, but like that was one of the things when he was just absolutely tanking on veterans, tanking on John McCain as a POW, suckers and losers, all of that stuff. And then for him to come around after that and just saying, oh yeah, the families are just begging me to finish this mission. I was so mad.
Yeah, it worries me from the perspective of our troops, because I heard that as well. And I heard the perpetuation of lies, just flat out lies. Right. And then the whole idea of like, just finish it, as you said. I would love to get your feedback as well, because he mentioned, I think he said 13 of our service members that paid the ultimate sacrifice as far as losing their lives. But there's also been some misinformation and disinformation around the reporting of the number of lives that have been lost. What are your thoughts on that?
Correct. Man, at least Bush was honest about that shit. I'm sorry. That stuff. Sorry. I gotta try. At least Bush was honest about the numbers. He didn't try to hide it. So, you know, that was the commander in chief I served under when I was over there. And I lost some brothers. You know, it's hard. And then to trivialize it, to obvious lies about how many lives are being lost, to not take accountability for the lives that we are responsible regarding the errant missile that hit the girls' school. Right? Like, ain't nobody out there using tomahawks but us, and there's a reason for that. It's proprietary.
Right.
So, like, we know it was our strike no matter what. And whether or not it was deliberate or if it was collateral or if it was anything like that, you got to be transparent about that. Because when you're not transparent about that, you are engaging in war crimes, and you are also subjecting the soldiers who, because you know the whole crap rolls downhill thing, right? Like, it's not the top people that pay for these egregious offenses. It's the people that are stupid enough to get caught on camera, like in Abu Ghraib, and they get thrown under the bus, and then they just build a whole new task force out of the people who didn't get caught doing the wrong thing. So, like, when it's so easy to be transparent about the obvious stuff, hiding it makes me way more suspicious, because I know firsthand about the dubious stuff that they genuinely tend not to tell the public about.
Right. Yeah, I think that says a lot. And again, it worries me from the like the lack of transparency. And there's a lot of things that I'm acceptable of when it comes to our government not reporting and not telling us. But when you talk about the loss of lives when it comes to our men and women, I think that's something that's inexcusable, and something that that information has to be released. Daughter, all right, daughter, now coming to you.
Can I add one before you move on? One cap on that?
No. We got to keep it moving. Just hold tight, okay?
Okay.
Daughter, coming to you. I would love to know, because there was a lot that was said during the speech, and I feel like this was just low-hanging fruit as far as being able to pick up misinformation and disinformation. Is there anything that he said that specifically stuck out to you and that you would like to speak to before we go any further? Because I got a couple of the follow-up questions.
Absolutely. All I heard was just a bunch of lies. lies. Like, I just, he's standing up there like, oh, I know what I'm talking about. And just, I don't know. I'm just like, okay, what? It was just surprising to me. Like, he was just so monotone. It was just, I was beginning to fall asleep, to be honest. But I mean, just to talk about the military, just how, well, my mom's a veteran. It wasn't like she was on the front lines or anything. She was a court reporter, but she was wounded, like mentally wounded. And just to belittle the military, even though, yeah, my mom never really fought, but just to belittle just the work that, that the military has done. Now, I don't know, like, my mom says, she always says, yeah, people will say, yeah, thank you for your service. She hates that.
Yeah.
She hates that because it's like, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to say about that as well. And I mean, like, I think it speaks to the fact that we know that this administration, and specifically this current president, has shown very little respect to our men and women in uniform. And like this entire perpetuation of war, and I don't know about you, but I feel like we are more confused today as far as where we stand with the conflict with Iran than the day that it started. Do you get that feeling as well? Or like, do you really understand what's happening?
I do. Like, I don't know. I feel like people don't care about Iran. Like, I feel like people are just like, I don't know. I don't want to say brush it off, but just, man, how can I put it? Like, they're just like, okay, that's just another. It's just another war or whatever, and it's a war that we didn't ask for. We never asked for it, and you know, it just makes me think, okay, we're you know, he's sending over billions of dollars for a war that we've never asked for, and you know, people are going hungry over here, especially in West Virginia. You know, and it's just like, why are you making these babies, these babies, children hungry, and you know, like with SNAP, with medical assistance, with Social Security? It's just like, what is going on here? And I'm just really worried about the condition of the world today, you know, especially the country. The country, it's just really, he's running the country to the ground. And it's just like he's standing there like he just doesn't care. And it really makes me angry.
Yeah. Yeah, I completely understand. And I think that more than anything, the fact that I don't know if it's that he doesn't care, or the way that he started off, it seems like there was going to be some like really somber information that was delivered. I couldn't really tell where he was going with that information when he started, but it was so much to it. But okay, perfect. Give me 2 seconds. Renegade, I see you just saw what I said. I'm going to go ahead and put you back up. You just have to really, really remember that, okay? Got you on the screen again. All good. I can't hear you. Oh,
yeah. It was. I was actually lighting up some incense. That's what I was. So I'll just move that further away so it doesn't catch the camera. But that's what that was. It was incense I was lighting up.
Okay. It's still kind of blowing. I'm gonna bring you back down just for a few, and then I'll bring you back up when I'm gonna have you up. All right. Really quick, guys. Really quick. Sorry. W's in the chat for Sean, who also sent another $20 super chat to say, Renegade Sniper speaks big truth. I'm in the last line of 4 generations of soldiers going back to World War I, and I know a pile of bona fide excrement when I see it. Renegade, I'm glad you came home, and you're in a victory in my heart. You're in a victory in my heart. I'm sure he knows what that means. But
girl, I was gonna tell you, please.
Okay, good. Ladies, every single baddie got $0 shipping right now. Girls, I sold out twice in a row. We're just gonna unlock that cart.
You did get the socks with your order, Secret Love. I saw it, girl.
Which one did she get? She get the black or the white?
Black ones.
Oh, Miss Secret Love, you got the black ones.
Yes,
Congrats on that order. Ladies, every single baddie got $0 shop shipping right now. Congrats, my girl Keish. And hello, it's me. Congrats, hello, it's me.
Congratulations, girl.
Ladies, y'all are selling me out, okay? You know what? I unlocked the cart anyways. Every single girl can continue to shop. Ladies, every single baddie got $0 shipping, okay? Make sure, girls, you grab up. If you haven't grabbed these lepers, lady.
Welcome back, YouTube. Welcome back, YouTube. I was saying, I learned that it's not a me issue, it's a TikTok issue, because I was watching a couple of other creators today, and they kept glitching, and it was causing issues and blah 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 blah. So it's not me. It's not me. But as I was saying, massive W's in the chat for Shelby. Shelby sent $100 donation. Shelby said, I just wanted to say I love your lives. Recently, I started watching, and thank you for standing up for what's right and for what matters. Shelby, I'm actually just at a loss for words. Like, seriously, the fact that not only are you someone that's new to our community, our space, and the lives that we do, but for you to actually you want to support, that means the world to me. It means the world to us. Hey, Dev's in the chat. Eat it for the fireworks. Your kindness is mind blowing. Thank you so much, guys. I want to see 1,000,000 W's in the chat for Shelby. Keep it going. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely crazy. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And if anyone else likes to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana Speaks for You. Santana Speaks for You is the best way to support the live. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat and I will read that out. Again, this is Late Nights with Santana. What that means is we are having a panel discussion and around misinformation and disinformation. If you are interested in joining the conversation, get up here. Mar, I want to come to you. What was something that you took away from the actual speech from Trump? Was there any glaring misinformation or disinformation that caught you immediately?
Okay. I really looked at his speech with a different perspective because I work with middle schoolers. I'm a counselor with middle schoolers. So every time I talk to them, a lot of the times they will say things that are just insanely out of pocket. And it's simply because they hear like this misinformation. Mm-hmm. So something that really like bothered me about what Trump had said was just the contradicting in himself with like, oh, well, let's start with the gas prices. He was like, the gas prices are high, but it's a small price to pay for whatever. But then he also like in the same breath said, oh, they're not that high. And it didn't make any sense to me at all. And to go back to my other point, I think that misinformation is so damaging for us and so damaging for everyone else, especially everyone that's on TikTok, everyone that's on social media. Because again, these kids that I'm working with, they come back and say stupid things that like Trump would say to each other. I don't know if I could let me not even say that example, but I think it's so damaging, this misinformation. And I think that it's really important that we kind of like teach not only kids, but adults, like how to navigate it and how to like tell, okay, like this may not be correct. I should probably fact check it. I don't know if this makes sense, but like, I think that the root of the problem needs to start from very young and not just adults. I think it needs to start in kids.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to say about that. And I think like we had a whole great conversation last night around media literacy. And I think that that has to be something that is a part of what kids learn now, right? Because you can tell that with the propaganda that's being pushed, you can talk about the fact that AI is creating like deep fakes. It's so hard to decipher this information. And I don't want to say that it's a lack of life experience, because there's some older people that are easily caught up on in misinformation and disinformation as well. But I do agree that if we had a targeted approach where we're more so dealing with the youth early and trying to address those actual issues and allow them to get ahead of it, then we'd be in a better position.
Absolutely.
What did you think about him and the not only double speak, but at certain times the double speak, and at certain times there was even issues as far as like him stringing together a coherent thought?
I honestly think that's really concerning. Along with like working in a school, I'm also in school psychology. So a lot of my courses are on cognition. They're on a lot of it is kid, but we still focus on like different cognition and just like things to look out for when people are talking. And this is one of those things where it's like it's so concerning because he cannot form like a cohesive thought. And as our president, I feel like he should at least be able to come prepared and giving a speech to everyone that's easy to understand. So I'm honestly not only concerned, I'm worried about the future, especially with kids growing up with this. I honestly it's absurd to me that he just can come. It sounded unprepared. It just sounded like last minute thrown together. No sentence structure. Like it's simple, like elementary writing skills he's just lacking. And I honestly think that is an issue in itself too.
I'm going to disagree with you. I don't
Really?
think that he sound unprepared. I think he sounded like he wrote the speeches. Like, and you know how presidents, of course, have speech writers. They usually put together their prepared address. You know, it wasn't a Q&A. It was just literally him giving a speech that he knew that he was going to give. And I know that oftentimes Donald Trump will dictate to his speech writers and say like, hey, this is what I want to say. And they kind of like take his actual words and they package it. And then they put it out so, you know, it's a little bit more comprehensive, but he still has the ability to, you know, riff as he tends to do. But listening to him to speak this evening, it sounded like it was just all him. And that was super interesting to me and also super worrisome because then it makes me believe that like no one else is able to actually speak to him and he's going to continue to say and do whatever he wants, which is dangerous when it comes to any type of information that's being shared, because we've already established that he's not telling the truth. And so then my question starts to come in as far as like, when does a lie and the truth for him start to blur the line in the information that he's sharing with us?
I honestly, that's such a good take on it. I don't know. Cause like, let's say I'm going to, you know, present in front of a big audience. I feel like you prepare enough for it that you know the information like the back of your hand. Mm-hmm. And I feel like since he had so many contradictions, I feel like he really didn't know what was true and what was false, which is why I feel like it was just not prepared.
Yeah,
that's what I'm seeing.
And which nerdy in the chat said, I think like Nerdy hit it exactly on the head. Honestly, sometimes I listen to him speak and I don't think he thinks he's lying. Like I think he honestly believes what he's saying is the truth. But Rachel, coming to you, what are your thoughts? Because like it really just washed over me for a second when I was thinking about it, because it's so easy to sit here and say Donald Trump is a liar. And I know he's a liar. But is it just, but that kind of also feels like a cop out sitting here saying, well, maybe he doesn't even know what it, like, I don't know. Where do you fall on that? Because I feel like that's giving him an out that he shouldn't have as well, though.
I felt like there was rambling and it was self-aggrandizing. It was almost like looking at him speaking in real time, like if he were doing a Truth Social rant, but we were watching it. And I mean, that's just how I felt watching it. He makes no sense when he's online, and we got to watch that in real time.
Was there anything in the speech that stuck out to you that you were just immediately you were like, that's not the truth, that's information, disinformation, anything that was just like glaring to you?
Economically speaking, definitely. So I remember during COVID, I kind of played around with the stock market. My friends and I did. We got into that whole Robin Hood thing. I know it sounds stupid, but I played around with that, kept putting money in it, and stocks are down. Mm-hmm. Under the Biden administration, they had went up. I don't have like a lot of money in there, but they're just down. So I noticed that. gas in my area, I'm in Michigan, mid-Michigan, gas is up. And all financially, everything is worse. But people keep believing the propaganda. And in the area I'm around, where I'm originally from, very red. And where my parents are at, it's very red. It's next to where I live, which is a blue city, where Michigan State University is located, which is blue, like right next to it. And a lot of people from where I'm from, right next to it, they believe all the propaganda. They buy into it. They say, oh, well, we're just waiting. We're waiting. It's okay that it's happening now. And I'm just watching this going, nobody's doing their due diligence. Oh, that was weird. Nobody's doing their due diligence, looking into it. They're just believing it. They're believing everything. And it really makes me angry because I was watching this going, everything's a lie. And
so wait, so as someone who pays attention to the economy, and you can easily spot those lies that are being told. How do you combat that, at least with your circle, right? The people that you may interact with on a daily basis or care about or whatever, like how do you ensure that people aren't falling into the pit hole? Because a lot of people believe, you know, I've heard Donald Trump talk about it, and people around him talk about it. He believes in the, what's it called? The rule of three. If you say it 3 times or something like that, basically, if you keep repeating the same thing over and over and over, people start to believe that it's the truth. How do you make sure that people aren't falling for that when you know the economic crisis that we're currently in?
I mean, for me personally, I try to give them the facts. I am lucky enough to be surrounded by people that know the truth, but there are a couple of people that there's just no getting through to them, but that's because they're from a different lifestyle. Like, we have a friend of the family, there's no getting through to them, but they are worth like $30 million. So there is no getting through to them. You know, they don't live through that. I just have realized that there's a few people I've gotten through to with the facts. I've watched your lives, Parker's, Dean's, and I've used some of your talking points and theirs, and that has helped get through to people, economically speaking, because we're all in different financial situations, people that I'm talking to, and it, some people understand better than others, and others, they just don't want to hear it. If they like Trump and they're a ride or die, they do not care. They will make an excuse for anything. It's almost like they're being selfish and don't care if people can eat, if they have health care or anything. They don't care.
Yeah, I agree. And certain people have shown a propensity to only care about themselves. And I would think that even the people that hold that position, even at this point, would have to start to worry about the information that's being put out, right? Because I do think there is something to be said about how people in general believing in misinformation and disinformation, even if you are outside of that realm and it's something that you know to be false, how it impacts you, because we quote unquote live in a society. But all right, perfect. 1 second here. Blue, coming to you. Was there anything that was said I'm sorry, Blue, I don't think I got to the chance to do an introduction. Blue, did you get an opportunity to watch the presidential address this evening?
I'm sorry, but I did not get the opportunity to watch it because I was really busy, and I was also very tired from work. But I am going to listen to it tomorrow. Okay.
Hold that thought then for just a half a second, and I'll come back.
Sure.
Kay, share with the class what you were just saying, because I think that's something super important that needs to be heard.
I'm sorry, can you hear me? I just froze up myself.
Yeah, yep, I can hear you.
Okay. I was saying that I think that a lot of people hold people in power to a standard that they don't hold themselves to. And by no stretch of the imagination am I saying that what was said tonight was the truth or cognitively okay. But I think that we forget that people who are our politicians are supposed to represent us. So when we say that, his sentence structure, his this or whatever, and I'm not just talking about Trump, I'm thinking about all politicians who are elected by people who are involved in electoral politics. I think that there's a lot of times where you hold them to a standard that they need to be Ivy League educated or they need to be this or that or the other thing. And I think that people fail to realize that there's supposed to be a representation of the people and that they may not speak in a certain structure pattern. They may not, even speak, English as their first language in their homes. And I think that it's absurd to, say that certain person should speak a certain way so that they seem it's kind of like asking people to speak corporate speak and not just the way they speak every day. I don't use medical terminology with my patients that they're not going to understand. I speak to them on their level. And I think that it's odd to hold people to any other standard than that.
Yeah. Okay, what did you think
his cognitive,
about the actual speech? And it was just, I was in real time while I was listening to it, I was doing a little bit of shopping and I was like, I just couldn't believe it. And the funny thing is because I decided I need to run to the store and pick up some fruit. And I just wanted to get some grapes, some plums, some bananas, and some mandarins. And all of that came up to a crazy amount. And I'm checking out for just a basket full of groceries. I'm not groceries, but fruit. And I'm looking at the price and I'm listening to him talk about how prices are not up. And I'm like, I can experience this in real time as I'm hearing him lie to me. But what did you think?
I read the transcript. I won't listen to that man speak, just out of pure principle. But it was filled with lies. And honestly, I think that at this point, saying we're in danger is like an understatement. It's not even saying it enough. I think in general, though, he's not a great example of what I'm talking about when I'm saying that our representatives are supposed to represent us. I'm not talking about anything he said tonight. Mm-hmm. I'm saying in general to criticize somebody's speech or, they don't, it was something that people said about Kamala all the time. They don't like the way that she talked or that the way she laughed. So it's beyond Trump. Just in general, with elected officials, people having a problem with the way that they speak and saying that they need to be held to a higher standard. They're supposed to represent the people. And if the people are, that they represent can't communicate with their, elected officials, and I don't even believe in electoral politics. So I'm just saying, I think it's just kind of almost brushing on the part that nobody's out there doing anything for us. Mm. So while you're at the store and you're literally being lied to in real time, that's the thing that should be focused on and not his sentence structure.
That's a great point. Blue, I want to come back to you. What are your thoughts? Because again, I know that you said that you didn't get a chance to hear it. But
I do think that I might have worded it a bit wrong. I did see a bit of, I was kind of in the middle of things when I was watching it. But I did get a couple of snippets of it. First off, I think that he's in bad shape. I think that the way he conducted himself in the few parts I did see were a bit of a red flag.
Okay, but what I was actually about to say is one thing that he talked about was the fact that with oil, we have plenty of oil here in the U.S. because of the quote unquote drill baby drill. He literally said that. And so while he did talk about the impacts as far as the oil prices due to the closing of the Strait, but he also said that we had enough oil here within the U.S., hinting at that the gas prices are down. So from that economic standpoint, Blue, have you seen a shift in our economy where prices have gone up, even as simple as something as gas? I mean, like I thought that was all.
Yes.
I thought that was just an agreed upon point that we were at, that everybody just recognized now that gas is up.
He's a complete liar. He is he is a complete liar. I can 100% confirm that that the things that you were saying about prices going down is a complete lie. Gas prices have 100% gone up. Grocery prices have gone up. So much has gone up, and yet he's trying to, and yet he's still trying to and yet he's still trying to play mind games with the public and to try and convince them that prices have gone up, when in reality that is not true. I work in CBS as part of a transition program, and cereal was $9. Like a single box of cereal was $9. Chips are like $5. Like gas prices have gone up really badly.
Yeah. And I think that's the most concerning thing to me. And like I expect politicians to not tell the truth, and I expect to at times have to cipher through information to figure out what's misinformation or disinformation. But I didn't think that it would be something as blatant as the way that it's been. All right, Nerdy, I'm going to come to you in just 1 second, but I want to go back to Kay just for a second. Kay, quick sidebar. Hey, Kay.
I think I might have a delay, but go ahead.
Okay. So, yeah. You read the transcript. You didn't get to hear it unless they typed it out the way that he said it. Donald Trump said, due to the closing of the Homo Strait. He said that. I was like, the what? My man couldn't say. He said it was the Homo Strait. Did they? So
that man has said it like 50 different ways.
Yeah.
Other than correct.
Yeah. I was like the I'm bad. The Strait of Hormuz. I'm bad with names, but like even I was like, come on now. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you that since I thought about it, you didn't hear it.
I think that's kind of like just like that's the point that I was trying to make, is that like I see people are like very upset with the comment that I make because they think that I'm applying it to him. I'm just saying, in general, politicians and being in office should be available to everyone. Like if that's, I mean, there are like 3 requirements in order to run. Now, should someone with all of the things that have happened be able to win that seat? No, because people should be smart enough not to vote that way. But in general, we only have simple qualifications for a reason, to make it obtainable. Money and other things limit the people who get to, actually do that now. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think in general, there's not a need for people to, like, I think we need to criticize what is being said, just like you said, not how it's being said. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And just like you, we tease you about names and stuff, mm-hmm. but we also know what you're saying. Mm-hmm. The difference between you and Trump is that we don't ever know what he's saying. So that's an issue.
Yeah, and I think that more so. I'll come back to you in a second, Kay. W's in the chat for Kay Lala. I'll come back to you in a second because I got another thought and something else I want to bounce off of you, but I want to get to Nerdy for a second. Nerdy, coming to you. Did you get an opportunity to listen to Trump's speech, and was there any glaring misinformation or disinformation that stood out to you?
I did not get a chance to watch the speech. I was actually doing some homework, but I can guess what he said. He pretty much said that everything is great, that prices are great, that everything is just wonderful. And
well, shocker, he said that actually he said everything is great, but everything is bad, but everything is great, even though it's bad. Like not joking. The actual prices are up, but the economy is hotter than it's ever been. Oil prices are up, but we don't need oil from them because we pump so much oil. Like the entire thing was a contradiction.
Yeah, that's what he does. And like what I was saying earlier in the comments, like everyone's like, he's lying, he's such a liar. But it's like, to him, it's not a lie because he thinks he's doing a great job.
Okay, so I'm going to challenge you on that. On that. That's a cop-out. Why should we believe that the most powerful man on earth that has access to any and every bit of information that he could possibly want, why should we believe that he believes his own lies?
Can you say that question one more time?
If he's the most powerful man on earth and has access to any and every piece of information that we could possibly want, why should we think that he believes his own lies instead of we just believing that he's just lying to us?
Well, he doesn't have to. He has people around him that pat him on the back because they're making buku money off of him, off of insider trading and all this stuff. Because we've seen that a lot of these politicians that are in his inner circle are making millions of dollars. Right before, like Pete Hegseth, he had a brokerage firm, essentially. How do I say this? Bet on, I don't want to say bet, but put money towards things right before the attack on Iran.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think he really has to. He doesn't have really an incentive to even though he has access to all this information, there's no incentive to use it because he knows that whatever he says, that his supporters are gonna believe him. No matter what he says, we know that he's lying. We know that he's full of BS, but his supporters love him so much, which I will never understand why. They're gonna eat it up with a spoon, even though it's a plate of boo-boo.
Yeah. Which again, like I think it's plausible as far as what you said. The only thing is that like.
Oh, I can't hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Nerdy, but he is no longer here with us. You want to come back?
Me?
Santana, come back.
Oh.
Yep, one moment.
I thought it was just me.
Nah, I can hear you, Nerdy. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine.
Yeah. Well, while he's gone, let's just say some things because the chat can hear us and he can't, and and now he's getting frustrated. Look at this. This is excellent.
No, I hate how
Maybe management.
There we go.
Maybe management finally pulled the plug.
I was saying I didn't go anywhere. I don't know what happened. I don't know.
Okay, you're back. Go ahead, Nerd.
I was saying, like it's the it's the issue that I was having is I'm of two minds in the sense of I want to believe that he's lying so much that he just believes his own hype, but then I'm also willing to believe that no, he thinks we're stupid. And so I'm struggling with squaring that circle as far as what the actual truth is.
I think it's both. I mean, I saw a video of a certified psychologist, very famous guy, say that he's been studying Trump since like 2015 and pretty much saying that he's a malignant narcissist. His words, not mine. I'm not a doctor. And we know from the very, little information that we can glean from, not being doctors and just paying attention to what actual experts say, narcissistic people believe that they're the smartest in the room, and they're highly, highly insecure people. So he has to be the smartest to him. Otherwise, then, that's why I feel like when I see Trump sometimes, I think that he wants to be Obama's back. He wants to be like cool like Obama.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. Kay, I'm gonna come back to you just for a second. Then we're gonna get Lando, who's over on YouTube, and then we're gonna start squaring the circle. But Kay, this was something that I did see, and I wanted to talk to you about this and maybe get a couple more people's thoughts on it. But a lot of people decided to stream on TikTok Trump's speech, right? And I was thinking about doing that as well. And the one thing that I noticed while swiping through different places, listening to different people who were reacting in real time, there were a bunch of people that were getting flags for misinformation. And there were even like the AI tags that TikTok places on the live, letting people know that the information needs to be verified. And all the people were doing was just sitting there listening to Trump's speech. And even the app that we're on flagged them for misinformation just from his speech. Isn't that concerning?
I do think it's very concerning. Could I just divert for one quick second so I don't have to keep muting people in the chat?
All good.
What we're not going to do is diagnose people. As a physician, I'm not his physician. I am not the person who studied him for 15 years, who also is not his physician. So we are not going to say what diagnosis he has or call him, things that it's kind of getting tiring. I mean, I don't know how much better you think this is than, when other people were calling other presidents things like that. And everyone was like, no, he's not. He's still fine. He's, so please stop. Like, please. It's absolutely unnecessary. It's borderline ableism, and it's not needed. Just say the things that he's doing. He's a liar. You don't have to call him a narcissist or, a malignant narcissist or, any of that kind of stuff. You just need to say the things that he's doing. Just, that's all that needs to be done. And going back to your point, I think it's indicative of every time he speaks. He cannot speak without telling us a lie. He cannot speak without bolstering himself up to be someone who he's not. He thinks he will be revered, but I go back to the very beginning of when he ran back on his first term. I don't think he ever actually wanted to be president. And then it became something where whether it is good or bad, he does not care as long as he is written and spoken about. I don't think he cares if he burns it all to the ground or if he was to somehow save something.
Yeah. Give me a second.
I think he only wants that.
Marching engines. You can absolutely call him whatever you want, but just not in my space. Like, I don't understand. Like, I looked over at the chat to see certain people may have some type of big feelings about what Kay just said. I want to be very, very clear about this. Whether it's Kay or any of my other mods, like I just looked over and my mods are working double time. I don't know what in the blue moon is going on, but chat, my mods are an extension of me. If my mods say it, then I'm saying it. And if you're muted by my mods, you're muted by me. And if you go back and forth with my mods, I'm going to block you. Like, this is a part of making sure that we have a safe and responsible community and space. If you don't like it, we appreciate you, but you can go. We will not let people perpetuate harm in any way, shape, or form. And if you don't like it, I'm sorry, but you can go. But don't go back and forth with my mods. And if you feel like you still want to say those things, that's fine. I don't care. You're just not going to say them here. I don't care who you are. Like, I'm not sure what's happening tonight, but lock the fuck in. Sorry. Go ahead, Kay.
I think it's important to just kind of note that, like, Nerdy made a very complete sentence, said that she had heard this professional speaking about following him for the last decade, and that not her words, but what he had said. That's an important distinction on what, besides, you know, Nerdy saying he is this. And I do understand that a lot of people that happen to be on social media also have backgrounds and pasts where they have dealt with somebody who may have been diagnosed with a personality disorder or something. So they're leaning on things that are triggering them to see the same patterns and recognitions. But we are not going to perpetuate that here. Either way, I think that he just doesn't want to, he just wants to be spoken about in one way or another. He doesn't care if it's good or bad, because we still talk about, you know, German man. Like,
Oh, you're breaking up.
he doesn't care whether it's good or bad. He just wants to.
You're breaking up. One second. Again, I'm not sure what's happening. Emily Quinn. Like, you know what? Now we're at the point where people just want attention. Like, that's all it is people just want attention. That's fine. I'm just gonna block people. Like, I don't know what's happening, but like, being weird in the chat is not anything that I'm interested in. So, like, I don't know. Lando, I want to come to you. Renegade, I know you have your hand up, and I think someone else wanted to say something, but I want to make sure we get an opportunity to pass it around. Lando, I'm going to give you the opportunity to speak, because I know you haven't had an opportunity just yet.
Yeah, I happened to watch the speech on Dean's Live with Parker, and I can't believe the amount of lies he told. Like, I think the most important thing was him saying that we have so much oil that we can share it with our friends, as Dean said. And then went on right after to say that our allies have to help us break down the Strait of Hormuz.
Mm-hmm. Then he said something about,
like,
that was just a blatant lie, right? So what did you like? What was your response in that moment?
I was just like, that's a lie. It was a clear, bold-faced lie. And it's not even it's not, I wish it was the only one he told, but the whole thing he said that Iran was planning to rebuild their nuclear capabilities in another location, which is contradicting Tulsi Gabbard, who said that Iran was not planning to do that. And man, the lies are just, we need help.
Yeah, I think there is a lot to be said about the actual the danger that our country is in, and I think that it needs to be spoken on and spoken about directly. Renegade, I know you had your hand up, and then there was someone on the panel who was trying to add something as well. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I took you off mute. There you go. Sorry.
I've been self-muting just to make it easier on you, friend. So when it's not my turn. And also, I've been there are a few things that people have said that I've had thoughts on, and I've been taking notes because I'm learning how to share space better. And the first one I wanted to just throw out real quick was I think it was Daughter who was talking about how her mom was her. Is that the right? I mean, is that the right pronouns? Her.
I'm not sure. Daughter's not. They're not up here anymore. But that's all good.
Okay. Well, they mentioned something that that their mom was also a veteran and had a problem with being told thank you for your service. And I know that's a thing that a lot of veterans have a problem with. I'm one of them. I'm not a huge fan of being told thank you for your service. But, you know, when it happens to me, you know, I'm polite about it. One thing I've been trying to spread, if I can take a quick opportunity here, is I've been trying to tell people, instead, when you encounter veterans, instead of saying thank you for your service, say welcome home. I feel like welcome home is a way to acknowledge the sacrifice without pushing veterans towards feeling a certain way about it. It's just about acknowledging, like, I'm glad you're here, right? So I did want to take that opportunity to be like, this is something I'm trying to push, something I'm trying to spread, and other veterans have agreed with me that they prefer this as well, but I'm not speaking for everybody. But I just feel like welcome home doesn't make anybody feel a certain way about what they did. So I thought I'd share that. And then to the double speak thing that has been the main boiling point of the conversation here. I think that what he was doing was that he knows the talking points that might sway his base. And I feel like this speech was written to try and address all of them, even the contradictory ones. And I don't think he wrote it in a vacuum. He does have plenty of advisors, but I do think you were right that it came from him and not a speech writer. But I don't feel like he wrote it in a vacuum. He has a lot of loyalists who are still perfectly willing to help him lie, right? And I feel like his exhaustion that he was displaying was indicative that, like, yeah, he was working his ass off on trying to get something resembling a 15-minute speech. And that's what makes it feel like it was like super last-ditch effort to me, right? And I think this touches a little bit on what Kay was talking on about, like, not judging, not about the diagnosis thing, but about, like, not judging how he was speaking, because I think that he was speaking to the absolute dumbest of his base, because they're the only one. Oh, sorry, the absolute idiots of his base. The absolute, I can say idiots. I can borrow from you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know how long that's on the table.
But I feel like that's what the speech was written for. I think he was speaking to those people who will believe anything, even when he's lying through both sides of his face.
Let me pause you there for a second. I would love to hear your thoughts on this, because this is something I was thinking about while listening to this. Do you think that we've reached a point of, like, how do I put this? Not media illiteracy, but just the point where, you know how they say with politicians, you have to use slogans, right? That's why you use, make America great, drill, baby, drill, things like that. The way that it's been shifted so much that the ability to get any type of political message across to anyone that's not knee deep in politics has been watered down so much that, even though, like, because I'm sitting here thinking to myself, am I overthinking it? And was it actually consumable for other people? Like, not even necessarily the people that's listening here, right? Because more than likely, if you're here right now listening to us, you have a disfavorable position of Donald Trump and his administration. But was it something that may even be receptive to the people that he's been speaking to for years, so much so to the point where, like, it was coherent to them? Like that, that's something I was thinking about the whole time, is that, like, that it's been watered down so much that it
I think I have an answer to
him or them. Yeah.
I think I know what you're asking, and I think I have an answer. So I think that he's genuinely concerned about how hard his approval rating is dropping. The percentage of his approval rating is so low that he realizes is only the basest of the base still holding on. And I feel like this is the sand of his power slipping through his fingers, because the only ones that are still holding on are loyalists or the people who are swayed by sound bites. And that is what that speech was full of, sound bites. Even if they were contradictory sound bites, some of them are just going to be the single sound bite that a few people hear because they get replayed on OAN or Alex Jones or whoever the boomers are listening to nowadays. But I that's what I think this was. I think this was really a last-ditch effort of grasping the power that he feels slipping through his fingers. I do. Maybe that's a little silver lining-y, but man, it's really hard to pull anything salvageable out of that speech.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm gonna put this on the screen because holy smokes. And I'm not gonna say that I disagree with what you're saying, but, like, this comment, like, I think this is what I was saying. I think that, like, this is literally what I was thinking, and I think this is where we are. Put it over here on TikTok.
I can read it. I can see it on my end.
I'm putting it on TikTok. And W's in the chat for KP. Hold on. like that's I'm wondering if all of us are actually missing the boat. I genuinely mean this. I wonder if it's us missing the boat.
Can I offer
That's
some
the thing that
insight?
I'm worried about. Like I'm sincerely worried that it might be not like, yes, to all of us, we might think that it was incoherent, but what if it wasn't to them? And that's something that terrifies me.
That's kind of what I want to speak to for a moment, because I wasn't always a leftist. I used to be very, very conservative. I grew up Mormon. I was super two-way. I voted for John McCain instead of Barack Obama the first time. And then when Trump ran and he took a dump on John McCain, I was like, whoa, I respect this man. What are you doing? And that's when I realized, or part of what made me realize, that the conservatives were not conserving anything I wanted to conserve, right? But I can remember being swayed by little sound bites because that's all I had access to until I broadened my access and broadened my horizons and my views and my media literacy, which is what you're wanting to talk about tonight. It wasn't until I did that I wasn't being swayed by simple sound bites. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I think might, when you're asked, like, are we missing something? Yeah, kinda, because the people who are swayed by these things are the ones who are not trying to be swayed by anything else.
Yeah, absolutely. Mr. Brightside, welcome into the conversation. How are you?
Hey, what's going on, Santana? I'm glad to be back again.
Glad to have you back. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. Hey, Laid Back said the Democrat Party is all but finished. Cool. Hey, serious question, Laid Back. I can't send you a request to come up, but if you would like to come up, I would actually love to hear from you. Like, if you're not a troll, if you actually support Donald Trump or, the Republican Party, I would genuinely welcome having you on the panel to hear what were your thoughts on Trump's speech. Like, I can't send you a request to come up, but if you would like to come up, go ahead and hit the request, because I would love to hear your thoughts on the speech this evening. Sorry, Mr. Brightside, floor is yours. What do you think about the actual speech this evening and the amount of misinformation, disinformation that was pushed?
So I'll be honest, I didn't actually watch the speech, but what I have actually is I actually may have a few methods that could actually help us start critically thinking again, and you can actually run whatever the president said today through these methods. Sorry, I'm blanking out on a thought here, but yeah, these methods that I came up with can also help potentially weed out misinformation and disinformation. I'm sorry.
Good. Take a second.
So like,
Take a second.
Yeah.
In the chat for the one mighty pin for the 100 bits over on Twitch. Hey guys, if never, you generally called me a racist last time, so nicely asked to come up. All right, well, I mean, then you can leave. I don't care. I mean, if you're not gonna come up, then you don't get to stay here. I'm just gonna block you. Anyway, guys, if you would like to support the live, you can do so. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, pay links in the link tree in the bio. Santana speaks for you. If you're over on YouTube, you can send a super chat, and I will read that out. It's the best way to support the space, to support the live. So if you like what we do here at Late Nights, please consider donating. Also, keep tapping the screen, guys. Where are we? where are we? We are currently at 99,000. We're at 99.8 thousand followers. So we're like less than 200 followers away from 100,000. So if you haven't hit that, we're 162 likes. If you haven't hit that follow button yet, 40 new people have followed during the stream. Please look up at the top, hit that follow button. We're so close to 100,000 followers. We're less than 200 followers away. So please, if you have not hit the follow button, plus I think I'm going to need it because I've been blocking a few folks tonight. So we might come out of this live with a negative. So make sure you hit that follow button. All right, Mr. Brightside, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm good. So the first method that I came up with, I call it the CSC method. And basically what it does, it judges like a framework, argument, idea on 3 criteria: correctness, sufficiency, and coherence. And it can judge a framework not on whether or not something is true or false, but whether or not it can be trusted responsibly. So basically, it works in 4 steps. The first step is a pre-interpretation step. Like first, you gotta figure out what it is that what you're looking at. Like what is the article that you're reading trying to say? Is it using metaphor? Is it using rhetorical stuff? Is it being hyperbolic? Stuff like that. And then once you get past that step, you'd start judging it on correctness. Like, what does it actually get what does it factually get correct? Does it make actual factual claims? Is it correct about this? Is it correct about that? Cool. And then you move on to the next step, sufficiency. This also affects correctness, because not only does it have to get things correct, it has to get enough of it correct for it to actually claim to do what it's claiming to do. So you figure that out, then you move on to coherence. And basically that just means that everything still has to hold together without collapsing into contradiction. And then once you get, past all that stuff, then you can judge the framework, idea, argument, or whatever on whether or not it can be trusted responsibly. But the huge kicker, or the huge thing, is that it still has to remain labor intensive by the human, meaning like you still have to be the one checking to make sure that the facts are correct and stuff like that.
I really like that last piece. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, because that's honestly the thing, because it's like say if you're looking at like a map of California, like it says it's a map of California, it's got the shape of California. Okay, it's California. But if the roads are going to lead me to like a brick wall, then obviously, it's not coherent enough. But I also have to be the one to verify that, the 60 freeway can in fact take me to Los Angeles, So that's like a big part of it. Now the other method that I have, it might be a bit controversial because it actually involves AI, but it's a process that I feel like can be used, or it's a process that can actually teach us that I think can teach us how to use AI responsibly. And I call it AI assisted conceptual engineering. So the idea is you have an idea, you give it to AI, and instead of doing what most people do and stopping at whatever it gives you, you read it, review it, refute it, and that's very important. You got to refute it, refine it, rinse and repeat. And that's how you can help get, you can use AI to make, come up with better ideas, but that works in conjunction with the CSC method, because you can use the CSC method on your ideas that AI gives you to make sure it all aligns with reality. So the center of gravity still remains, human-centered. So you still got to be the one to make sure all the facts are correct and stuff, to make sure it all still aligns with reality.
So I like it. I understand your logic, and one of my biggest things that I've tried to make a point of is like, I think AI is like I'm not railing against AI. I do think AI has a place, space, and purpose. But what I do have a problem with is when people use it as a crutch, and they use it as far as the supplemental aspect for the human touch, for lack of better words.
Right,
And that's
right.
something that worries me. So I like that.
And
How
I've
did
had-
you? Is this something that you've been workshopping, or what did you come up with this?
I've actually used AI to help me come up with this, using the process that I called, AI assisted conceptual engineering, because I understand that like confirmation bias is like a huge thing, but the way that I've been using it, because I've actually tried to keep confirmation bias in mind every time I use AI. So every time I'm using AI, I'm not asking if something is true or not. I'm asking whether or not it actually makes sense.
If it's
Like if the
logical,
logic makes sense. Yeah. So I'm not.
That's
So,
something.
sorry.
No, I was just about to tell you. So that's something that I do as well. So like when I'm posting a video, and I use AI to help me with my captions, right? And if anyone has ever taken the time to read the captions, which I don't know if you would or not, but I use like DeepSeek to help me create the captions, and I feed in like what I'm the meat and potatoes of what I'm doing in the video or saying in the video, and then I give it a framework to stay inside of. Like, this is how I want it structured. This is what I want to I want to say. This is what I want you to like. I wanted to convey this, this, and this. So I give it the actual substance, and then I build a framework around the substance and tell it to stay within that framework in order to get something that's suitable. And so I think that's a great way to use it.
Absolutely. I mean, it definitely depends on what you're inputting to the AI and how you're actually wording the things. And also, it's also very important to know that, AI can make mistakes. So whatever response it gives you, like say if you're creating like a framework or, a method like I created, you have to actually read the response that it gives you and be like, I don't like that. That didn't make sense. Let me refine that. That's not what I meant. And then you just rinse and repeat until you get a product that you're actually happy with. I'm actually using this method to create a sci-fi novel.
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah.
You know what's also interesting though? So have you noticed this as well? Depending on what you give it. So for me, again, I write a lot of captions, of course, related to politics. And whenever I write a caption related to politics and I mention any type of election, it always defaults to the 2024 presidential election. Even if I specify like, hey, it's the midterm elections in 2026, it's the 2028 presidential election, the AI for some reason doesn't have the ability to move forward to like other places or space. It always kind of reverts back. And so when I use it, and this is an important call out for anyone, like to what Mr. Brightside was saying, you have to check behind the information that it's giving you. You have to, I don't use I don't use AI to search for information at all, unless it's like I'm working on equipment. So another great thing that I think I use DeepSeek for, because I have a ton of technology around here. And so if I'm trying to figure out, okay, I have a mixer and I'm connecting my mixer to my laptop and I wanted to go to the PS5 and the cameras and like I'm trying to figure out all the wiring, then it's really good at giving you the mapping and the layout of how that's supposed to connect together. And then from that point, it's a conversation between me and the AI, right? Like I was working on the settings on my camera and I was like, okay, I see these settings. These are the settings that I see. This is what I'm currently using. This is what I would like the actual picture to look like. What type of adjustments do I need to make? And then I say, well, I recommend using these and making these adjustments. And then so I take it and I'm like, okay, so I made this adjustment, but this looks a little warm. I wanted to do this. I want to do that. And it's like more of an interactive versus just taking the information and then just leaning on it as gospel. That's what people need to start to understand.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I also think it definitely depends on what AI program you're actually using. Because I use ChatGPT mostly for like my creative stuff and for me to help build my frameworks. But I also have Perplexity and Google Gemini. And I've actually noticed three main differences between all of them. So ChatGPT is really good with like creative writing and like logic and coherence, and like making sure everything, you know, sticks together the way it should. But it's not really as good for like search capabilities. Whereas like Perplexity is trained on like ChatGPT models, but it has a better search engine capability. Whereas also Google Gemini is just basically a talking search engine. So it definitely depends on the kind of AI that you're using, what it's trained for, what its, you know, strengths are, what its weaknesses are. So it's definitely, you know, good to do, you know, again, be the human and do the research on what actual AI programs that you're using, what you're going to get out of it, and what kind of constraints that you need to use whenever you're actually putting whatever it is that you're putting in AI.
Yeah, absolutely. Renegade, Fulger, I don't know why, like something just happened and now I don't see. Oh, it may be because when I shared, I've been looking over here, and so you're the only one that I don't see. So I just so happened to look over and saw your hand up. I apologize. I don't know how long you were waiting. It, for some reason, it messed up. I need to fix the view so I can see you again over here. I apologize.
And honestly, I don't need the apology, because I'm working on sharing the space. So like, I need to be patient with waiting my turn. So, but I did want to try and bring the AI conversation back to the misinformation, disinformation topic that is the focus. And one of the things, like I said, I was taking notes earlier, and it reminded me of one of my notes. When you were talking about the AI deepfakes earlier, and I might be able to teach you something. There's a term called the liar's dilemma, which is what these AI deepfakes kind of touch on, where the liar's dilemma is a concept where the, you know, even the liar cannot tell whether or not their information is true or false. Also kind of touches back onto some of what we were talking about on Trump, right? So, but yeah, where you have this condition that has been created where misinformation and disinformation has become indistinguishable from correct information. And the liar's dilemma. I'm not a Phil bro, but it's something that I learned about a little bit of and touched upon when I was trying to look into some of this stuff. And so that boundary between truth and fiction is being crossed in a new way by AI that is making it so that whether you are seeking truth or trying to deceive, it's becoming hard to be on either side.
I think that's what Stanford talked about in their study that they completed, right? So Stanford did a really good deep dive into AI, and I can't remember if they used, because I don't think I've ever heard the term liar's dilemma, but that's literally what they talked about as well, as far as AI giving people basically confirmation bias and then delivering information that's not necessarily true at all, but it's true in the sense of the person that's using the AI wants it to be true, so they're verifying it as true. I.e., to your point,
right?
The liar's dilemma, but I don't think they use that terminology. But literally,
but
Stanford
it's
just
crossing over. Mm-hmm. It's crossing over into the skeptic realm as well, to the point where the people who are seeking truth are having a greater time discriminating between truth and fiction.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I want to do something specific, so we're going to start winding it down. Renegade, thank you so much for coming up on YouTube, for hanging out with us this evening. I really appreciate you. I'm going to go ahead and drop you down.
All right, appreciate you. Can I do one thing before you drop?
Do it.
I did just publish a novel this year, The Gate to the Sun. It's available for free for Kindle Unlimited subscribers, but I do get a slightly bigger chunk of the royalties for the paperback and hardcover versions. It's a hard science fiction novel that explores scarcity in a solar system where humanity has the last resource left that we have conquered is the sun, and it explores what we would do with that power. So check me out. Amazon Kindle free. Paperback is $9.99 and hardcover $15.
All right. Perfect. I appreciate you.
Love you, man.
Love you more. All right. I want to really quick, Rachel, Blue, Nerdy, you guys have been hanging out for a while. Is there anything else that either one of you guys wanted to add? I know we've been talking, but I'm going to go ahead and drop a couple of people out. But anything anyone wants to add before I go ahead and drop you down?
Yes.
Okay.
I have two things, actually, if that's okay.
Rachel, who is that, Blue or Rachel? Which one of you said that? I couldn't tell. It wasn't
Me.
lighting up. Blue. Okay. Rachel, do you have something?
You do, but Blue can go first.
Okay, because Blue said
She
they have two
started
things.
Speaking first.
Okay, if you only got one, you go first, Rachel.
Okay. I have one. So I don't know if you were reading the chat. We were all talking about this. It was about the misinformation propaganda. I work in the healthcare industry in the pharmacy, and something that I have noticed is with medication, especially, that the whole Trump RX thing that he had going on, a lot of people that were getting their medication, long-term maintenance medication, because they had an illness, they said, we'd call them and say, why aren't you getting your medication? You know, you stopped taking it. And they said, oh, I'm waiting for his plan to come out. I'm waiting for it to come out. And when it came out, and we tell them, oh, there's manufacturer plans that you could go on, or GoodRx, it's pretty known. It's just basically a little coupon that makes your drugs cheaper, some of them. And when it came out and rolled out, you click on the link, it takes you to GoodRx, which were already out, or the manufacturer's website where it was already available. So these people were not taking their medication and ended up paying the same price that they couldn't afford. And there were only 49 drugs on there. So not everyone was being helped anyways, and still couldn't get their medication. And I just found that like really sad.
Yeah.
So
I think that's a great call out, and even more so that speaks to the point that we have been talking about earlier, which is the trust earned and trust lost, right? I mean, people trusting Donald Trump because in this administration because they it's the president, someone they voted for, and so they thought that it was something and end up not only being a waste of their time, but something that's harmful to them as a whole. All right, Rachel, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming up. I'm gonna drop you down.
yeah, thank you for having me, Santana. Bye.
Absolutely, thank you. And Nerdy, I know you said you had one thing, so I'll let you go, and then Blue, I'll let you go with your two.
Thank you. Yes. Just I know you don't want to go back to that other thing. So I was gonna like clarify something, but you don't want to. I'm sure you don't want to go back to that. But what I wanted to say was like I think that what's happening, I think that this has been mentioned over the last few nights and probably forever. But like I feel like a lot of this stuff that's happening is by design. The anti-intellectualism, and the misinformation, disinformation, because people like to because. Essentially what they want, I personally think that these billionaires who are eugenicists, they want to go back to a time where they had unmitigated power. And to do that is to start off very small and have somebody that can speak to the people. Because I heard this said once that Trump tends to talk to like Democrats. Let me rephrase that. People that support Republicans tend to not have the best thinking skills. And so they don't have the critical thinking, and Democrats tend to be kind of elitist when it comes to education.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're talking about something complex like Kamala, like people say, oh, I don't like the way Kamala talks, it's because they don't understand what she's saying. And Trump tends to talk to people that don't have the critical thinking skills, because she's not saying anything complex, but to them it is. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I think that's why, I mean, there's a lot of reasons why, but I think that's a big reason why, and that people love Trump so much, is because he knows how to talk to people, and everyone calls him stupid. I'm not going to sit here and say he is an intellectual.
Oh, no, he is an idiot.
I think he has a level of intelligence that speaks to the people. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not saying
when I tell you I've consumed so much information from him, and he's a snake oil salesman. And I think that the one thing that I will say about Trump, and I need people to hear me when I say this, it's like, for anyone who thinks that he's like an evil mastermind, he's not. He's a useful idiot. Like, he's a useful idiot. The people around him, the people that you need to worry about is people like Stephen Miller. You need to even worry about JD Vance, but like Donald Trump, he's at the very best, he's a useful idiot because of what you said, his ability to communicate to other people on a level that they understand. Because if it makes sense to him in his head, then obviously it has to make sense to them.
And just Evan kind of said what I'm trying to get at is he's smart at selling himself and selling a bill of goods.
Oh, for sure. I've said this over and over and over. Donald Trump is a horrible businessman. Absolutely horrible. The worst. But the thing I will never take from him is he is a marketing genius. Like, he knows how to market. Specifically, he knows how to market his own name. That's all he can do. He has no actual concept of business. And like my undergrad was in marketing, and my first MBA was in management. And like, I understand the entire concept of what he's doing in the business aspect with marketing. He is a marketing genius, but that's all that he has.
Exactly. I completely agree. Yeah, I'm not, and trust me, I'm a never Trump person. Like, I never voted for Trump. I never even liked him when he was a reality star. I totally feel like that he's living in a reality show and we're just here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But maybe that's why he wants to name everything America and put his name on everything, because he can't pronounce things. So he just says, "Oh, I can."
I think it's because I think he's trying to rewrite history. I said this in my video that I posted. I think he's always like putting his name on stuff, but I think he's really trying to rewrite history. They're trying to rewrite it in real time. I mean, I don't think Trump is long for this world. And I think that they're trying to rewrite history, and he's trying to put his name on as much stuff as he can before it's a wrap.
Yeah, I was making a joke and I failed. Womp womp.
Anyway, Nerdy, I appreciate you coming up.
Thank you for having me up.
Thank you. All right, Blue, you said you had two things.
Yes. So earlier I heard someone talking about how Trump wants to be loved like Obama. Well, the thing I have to say about that is that he wants so badly to be loved by everyone, like everyone loved Obama. But I don't think he really seems to understand why people loved him. People don't just love Obama because he was a great president. People love him because of his character. He is a family. He's a family man. He's likable. He's wholesome, and he's so lovable. Trump is none of those things. He is not a family man. He cheated on all of his wives. He cheated on all of his wives. He is extremely unprofessional and immature. He constantly throws tantrums. He's constantly yelling, and he's constantly insulting his opponents.
I'm going to disagree with you. I don't think Donald Trump cares if people love him or not. So there's a theory that people have, and well, not a theory, but there's a premise, and I'm sure it's someone way smarter than me can tell me what the actual premise really is. But I heard it for the first time in sports, and it's something that always stuck with me. And it's even related to religion, right? I mean, if you're a Christian, there's a verse that talks about being lukewarm, right? How you're supposed to be on fire for Christ, and if you're lukewarm, then you spit you out the mouth or whatever. But the premise that I learned about from sports was when it came to conversations around Brett Favre, LeBron James, Terrell Owens, you either love them or you hate them, but you're not just in the middle, right? And so the premise that I think that Donald Trump lives by is he would love for everyone to love him, but if you don't love him and you fear him, he'll take the fear instead of the love. So I don't think it's just about like loving him. I think that he wants either people to love him or be completely afraid of him. And I think that's what he's looking for.
That is a very good point. Thank you. And my second point is, actually, I think I forgot it. I'm sorry.
No worries.
So unfortunately, I have to go because I need to go to work. Before you drop me down, thank you so much for having me on here. It actually is quite an honor. I love you and Santana and I love you and Dean and Parker. You've definitely helped me get on the right side of history. I had already disliked Trump before I became more political, but you and Dean and Parker have definitely opened my eyes to help me hate him even more. So thank you so much for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for coming up and hanging out with us. I really appreciate you.
No problem. Have a great night.
You as well. Mr. Brightside, anything else from you?
No, I mean, that's pretty much it. But I mean, the methods that I came up with, I do actually have them formalized
You're breaking
in actual documents. So, I mean, no obligation, no hard feelings.
Can anyone else hear him as well?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, so I can hear you, but it looks like you're muted. Yeah, you have a bad signal. Oh, but they can hear you.
Oh, no. Oh, okay. Well, I'll just try to be quick. But like I said, no obligation, no hard feelings. If you're interested in my documents, I can send over the Google link to my docs if you're interested.
Yeah, for sure. If you click the link in Linktree, if you can send them to Kay, and then she'll get them to me. I would love to actually be able to have that firsthand. That was actually amazing, and I really appreciate not only you walking through that, but coming here and prepared. So like that means the world to me. I appreciate you coming back. So.
Hey, I mean, it's enough for me that you allowed me to speak my elegant nonsense. So
no, it was gas, as the kids say. Yeah, Joanna said we need that in the Discord. We really do need that in the Discord. That's why I was saying, please send it to Kay. So
yeah, absolutely. I'll send it right over.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming up.
I appreciate you. Catch you later.
All right. Have a good one.
You too.
W's in chat for William. William sent a $10 donation and said, just love. William, thank you so much for the 10. I appreciate you so much for supporting the live and what we do here on late nights. All right. So as you guys can tell, we're not going super over. and we're at the end. And I don't know. I just gonna be honest for a moment. We almost didn't have late nights tonight, and even Kay doesn't know this one because I didn't even tell Kay. But we almost didn't have late nights tonight, and like I feel like we didn't get a proper closeout to the end of this week. And I think it's more so because usually I'm not like live right after Trump says the shit that he says, but it was so wild. And I think maybe I'm just overthinking the entire thing. That's something I truly worry about. I worry about how much I share with everyone that may consume what I put out. Because for example, so on my phone, I have a folder that's listed as news. And I have the BBC app, the AP app, the Al Jazeera app, Political app, Reuters, The Hill, NPR, Newsweek, Forbes, Ground News, New York Times. I need to add the Washington Post and LA Times. But I have all these apps and I get all the news from all the apps. And then I get like alerts from Twitter. And so I get email alerts and I like, so all day there's just like consistent like information and news and everything that's coming in. And then like if you take a look at like I go through and I clip a bunch of stuff and I get like all this stuff is like videos and screenshots from articles that I've read and like stuff that I need to talk about and make videos about and all this other stuff. And I worry about inundating people who might actually consume the stuff that I have. And I worry if it's like, I don't want to freak people out from how much I think about this stuff, because I know some people have a tendency to overthink. And like, man, shit is crazy. It is crazy. So I don't know. I apologize for not being my best, but like, again, I'm not usually on right after Trump is trumping. And so I think that's why it was just a kind of an off evening for me. So, yeah. Regardless, we'll be back in the morning and we'll have some debates. We'll be back next week for late nights. We'll have a new topic and hopefully nothing crazy happens. So I appreciate you all hanging out this evening. Oh, thank you. I appreciate my mods. W's in chat for all my mods. You guys are awesome. You guys are absolutely amazing. I appreciate each and every one of you. Special shout outs to Kay. Kay makes the community go around, and management allows the community to be here, because if it wasn't for her, then there's no way in the world that we would even be hanging out. So there's that. One other thing I wanted to share. 1 second here. I'll save it. Sorry. All right, guys. I know there's people in the request. Oh, everybody's been removed except this person. I don't think this person's going to load. Oh, well. Hey, did you mean to request up? Miguel? Miguel, did you mean to request up?
No, I know, but you know what doesn't get us
I don't think Miguel meant to request up. One second here. You know what? Let's do it this way, because I don't see. Let's do it this way. I sent a couple of invites. I don't know if anyone's going to accept them. Hey, Shannon.
Yes. Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. You want to do the outro with me?
Sure.
Okay. All right, guys. We're going to call it, and we'll be back in the morning for sparring, and late nights will be back to next week. And Shannon and I, we're going to hit the outro. All right, let's go.
Yeah, this ain't your regular panel. Nah, we speak the truth. Late nights with Santana and Mama Jones watching. Better keep it clean. Let's go. Late nights, truth in the convo. Everybody get a seat at the table. From the block to the books, we mindful. No screaming, just dreams in the Bible. One mic, one voice, we build bridges from the heart of the hood to the world's big issues. Politics, pay, different cultures. But the real ones listen before they rebuttal. Late nights with Santana. Yeah, Mama Jones watching, so keep it grown. Ain't about flexing, this is purpose zone. Santana hold it steady when it might get hot. But we ain't here to fight, we here to connect the dots. Yeah. Late nights with Santana.
Hey, W's in chat for chat. I appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out this evening. I appreciate Activista for getting up here late, but nevertheless, Activista is here. So we're gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. Make sure you guys take care of yourself. Get some sleep. Drink some water, and say something kind to yourself, or whatever. We're gonna get out of here. We'll see you all tomorrow, and I appreciate you. Thank you for all the gifts, likes, and taps, and shares. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for being you. And guys, Activista Shannon said with me as always.